Armstrong. Last season, quarterback Colin Kaepernick famously took a knee to protest against police violence. This year, no one wants to sign him, but now a group of African-American pastors is boycotting the NFL. That's coming up on Day 6.
This is World Report. Good morning from CBC News. I'm Vic Adopia. The most powerful storm to hit the U.S. in more than a decade has made landfall. Hurricane Harvey reached land in South Texas late last night, blasting the coastal region around Corpus Christi with heavy rain and high wind. The CBC's Stephen D'Souza is in Houston. Stephen, what's the latest on the storm?
The storm made landfall last night as a Category 4. It packed winds of more than 200 kilometers an hour. Now, it's since been downgraded to a Category 1, but it still has winds of more than 150 kilometers an hour with wind gusts even higher. Now, overnight, as you say, it whipped the coast along the southeast of Texas, lashing it with sustained winds, driving rain. There was lots of property damage, power outages, and in some places, emergency crews were pinned down so they couldn't get to help some people. In Rockport, for example, at least 10 people were treated for injuries after a roof collapse at a senior center. That's a city, you'll recall, where the mayor yesterday warned people who choose to stay to write their social security number on their arm. A very ominous warning about the potential danger of the storm. Now, as the storm moves slowly over the state today and as the sun rises this morning, Vic, crews will be out to assess just how bad the damage is.
And what's expected to come?
Well, the high winds are just one threat. The storm really is bringing a 1-2 punch, and that second threat is the rain. We're expected to get a year's worth of rain in the next 3 days in some areas. Up to 1,000 millimeters could be experienced, and so the other problem is that rain could continue to fall steadily up until at least Wednesday, and so that's pretty bad news for places, especially like Houston, which are very susceptible to flooding, and then along the coast where you have a very high percentage of the U.S.'s oil and gas refining capability located on the coast. On top of that, the conditions are also creating tornadoes, so there's numerous tornado warnings popping up throughout the state, and so the flooding and the rain will be the key to be watching for today and over the next few days as this slow-moving storm continues to batter Texas.
All right, thanks, Stephen.
You're welcome.
The CBC's Stephen D'Souza in Houston. Meanwhile, the U.S. president has granted his first presidential pardon. Last night, Donald Trump pardoned a controversial former sheriff from Arizona who faced jail time for targeting Latinos. Joe Arpaio was found guilty of a misdemeanor contempt of court charge. He says he's grateful for the president's support.
Well, I'm very honored. It's a great privilege for the president to issue this paper, pardon. He's a big supporter of law enforcement. I know it came from his heart. 2 years ago, I supported him first rally, and I always said, regardless of pardon or no pardon, I'll be with him to the end, and I say that.
The mayor of Phoenix, Arizona, is calling the pardon a slap in the face to the Latino community, and Republican Senator John McCain says it undermines the president's claim he respects rule of law. North Korea is striking a defiant note yet again with another missile launch overnight. It comes less than a month after Pyongyang tested long-range missiles and threatened the United States. But this time the test firing posed no threat. The CBC's Dominic Bellet.